Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I was going to ask you in Cantonese, but I'll save that for later. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, as you know, we have known each other for a long time. My wife,
Mm-hmm.
Laura, have attended many of your activities. Every time you came to Chinatown, we welcome you and we thank you
Yes.
for being an advocate for our community. And as you know, my wife often acts as the MC whenever you come and
Mm-hmm.
introduce
Mm-hmm.
you. So it is an honor for me to join you here. I have just a few questions for you. Uh, I would focus this on the best interest of the Chinese American community. Uh, Next year, 2022, we have two milestone events in Chinatown. Both of them, I have some role in it. Next year will be the 50th golden anniversary for the Greater Boston Chinese Golden Age Center,
Mm-hmm.
中华田运会.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you're well aware of that because recently the virtual gala for the Hong Kong Chinese School, we are one of the recipients of the award,
Mm-hmm.
and you also gave a short speech at that event.
Mm-hmm.
So 50 years is a long time for
Yes.
us. And so I want you to speak to the role of the elderly of our community and the kind of unexpected surprise violence against them. So I first would like you to talk about that, and then I will ask you another question.
Sure. This has been a very difficult time for everyone, and especially in the Asian American community, especially in Chinatown, really Chinatowns all across the country. We have seen a very intense acceleration of the racism and discrimination that so many of us have known our entire lives living in this country. Our community has been invisible, and that can mean that when there are incidents of racism, they don't receive as much attention. We know that in Boston just a few weeks ago, there was an elderly grandmother who was pushed down and sent to the hospital, injured so that she had to go to the hospital, and we hardly saw any coverage of that. I hear a lot of fear in our community from people of all age groups, but especially worried about our seniors. And so Chinatown in Boston is special because we are not just businesses. We have some very strong businesses, and we have residents who are the heart and soul of our community, including many seniors. And so I want to make sure that we are recovering from the pandemic in a way that also heals and addresses safety on our streets and the community that we should be building.
Thank you. The other main event that I'm very much involved in is next year will mark the 30th anniversary of the Chinese Historical Society of New England. You may note that David is also a member of our board of directors. I was one of the 5 co-founders of the CHENE, Chinese Historical Society of New England. As you can imagine, when we first started it, it was kind of like starting from nowhere. because we did not have a society or organization that focus on this type of heritage and history, and putting together the documents and pictures, setting up archives and so on. And of course, this year and the election and so on, it is a very important part of this community in the U.S. And so I would like you to speak to that and see when you become the mayor, what kind of vision that you will see.
Yeah, you know, I carry with me every day the experiences of being from an immigrant family and knowing the sacrifices that my parents' generation and so many generations before made so that I could have a chance to be in this country and experience all that Boston has had to offer. In our city, we have so many cultures represented, and we have one of the strongest, most historic Chinatowns anywhere in the United States. And we need to support and celebrate our institutions. We need to highlight the culture and events that we could be organizing to draw more people into the economy of Chinatown and the experience of our culture, and to make this an even bigger destination and community, because it's truly the hub, not just within the city of Boston, but for the entire New England region.
Yes, I hope that in the not too distant future, as you know, in some of the Chinatowns in the U.S., Chinese New Year has been designated as a holiday. Not yet, and not so in Boston, I don't think. So hopefully, maybe that could be one of the goals that we can work on.
Yes, definitely.
The last thing that I want to say is that I want to congratulate you for topping the poll today. This is a quite huge achievement, and I look forward to joining you in your inauguration.
Thank you.
And at that inauguration, I dream of perhaps writing a poem, Chinese poem, to celebrate for you.
Wow.
I hope so.
We will work very hard to make that happen.
Thank you.